Fire. And let's see if she can catch us. Get last corner leader. She's still there. She's a tough girl, man. That power rating helps her as well.
Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.
YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Gallop Racer 2023, aka Gallop Racer 2004. It is March. We showed you the little ones in the last episode. What are we referring to the coats of the horses? I've had comments for both. We can't move forward like this. This episode doesn't start until we unanimously decide in the comment section of the Discord whether we're referring to our foals as gray or black. Because I've seen comments for both have been on this channel for years. It's the only thing about the community that drives me nuts. So, for example, Westwood Village here. Gray or black? Black, right? Same thing for Tokyo Tea Room. Are we unanimously deciding on that together? That way, it doesn't have to be a thing on my channel anymore. I'm putting out the PSA. No more arguments or debates over blacks, grays, coats like that. We will unanimously decide on one term. I'm assuming black will be the term decided, but I don't know because every time I think that, I see a whole bunch of comments saying gray. No, the gray. Ah! It drives me nuts because it's like if there's, I get it, it's obviously different, but it's like we all know what we're referring to. Like, why are we being so you know what about it? We're kicking off today with an open with Revenge. Still trying to figure him out, but seriously, I'm being so serious. We're deciding today in this video comment section below, okay? Because I've had comments for both on this channel for years, especially when I mention it in a video or when I put it in the title. I will never hear the end of it. And you know the crazy thing is about this argument, which I'm not helping, a lot of the games that have horse racing, their coats are labeled gray. They're not labeled black, even though that's probably and clearly not the right way to address it. So that's also the problem. Like, it's not even as if it's actually our fault. Or I say our fault, I mean for people going back and forth. But games have also put horses' coats that are quote-unquote black as gray. That's a problem too. Obviously, if you know it before, you know, without the game, that I'm not speaking to that. But I'm talking about people that maybe don't know. Like, everybody that's into horse racing or horse racing games maybe doesn't know everything about horses, right? Not to that extent. You'd be surprised. So, it's important to keep that in mind. Anyways, hopefully you guys are all doing well wherever you are in the world. Again, kicking off today with Revenge. We are the favorite in this open, running 11 furlongs. Now, last time out with Revenge, did I win with him? I can't remember. Yes, he actually has a grade 1 at a mile and then a grade 3. I vaguely remember the grade 1. It's actually been a couple weeks since I played, so he's not that fast. By Gentle House had a butterfly effect. 75 speed is actually really surprising. I don't know where he got that from. I thought he was going to be closer towards like 85 plus. 75. He's barely breaching 70. Stamina 67. Like, his stats are really questionable, to be honest, so far. The speed and the stamina. And the bar is already almost at the top. He's going to have a very early growth type because of Gentle House. So I'm like, how did these two end up producing a horse with only 75 speed and 67 stamina? Neither of the parent stats were anything close to that. So we'll see. I mean, as long as he wins, that's what's important. But obviously him having good stats would also be nice. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with Revenge. But not going to give up on him. And we'll see what he's made of. We're off and running an 11 furlong open with Revenge. It's a good start for our boy. And we'll go ahead and drop him back. But yeah, he's weird. He's a weird horse because routinely, through breeding on this channel, if we've had two parents that have both had respectable stats, very good stats, more often than not, I should say, our foals have turned out with stats that resemble that. This dude's stats don't really resemble either of his parents, so I'm kind of wondering if that goes further in the pedigree with somebody else in Butterfly Effects pedigree. I'm not sure. Gotta be honest, I'm kind of surprised we got a 7 running back here. I know that can happen sometimes. Like, he's not a closer, but he wants to run basically that far back. Now, I didn't ask you to get all the way up to here, my guy. I just wanted you to, like, get off the curb, you know, get off that turn a little bit. My gosh. I didn't want to be this far up. But it's okay. We'll roll with it. I knew I recognized nice. That's actually a pretty competitive open field. I have been getting that in this game for, like, 2 straight in-game years now, or, like, every race is competitive from grade 1s to grade 2s to grade 3s. Like, you know, like, most of the times, most of you can probably look at an open or a grade 2 in your game and be like, oh, it's a breeze. I haven't had that luxury in 2 in-game years. I swear there's always really good horses in these races now. It didn't used to be that way. The really good horses only used to be in, like, grade 1s. Now, we should have last corner leader, so that should help us kick away. He has the endurance of butterfly effect, and he's going to roll on to another victory. The 9's still staying with us on the inside, but the strength should start to pull away, hopefully. No, the 9 is still there. Is that nice asset? Come on, fight, buddy. And no, we're gonna lose that one to personal love. No, clear fleet. That's what I mean, man. This is a horse by Gentle House of the butterfly effect. He shouldn't be tiring out. I know I ran him a little hard on the backstretch, unintentionally. I didn't think he would go that fast for me just giving him a couple of taps. Give me a bad position rating because we lost the race. Had we won the race, they would have gave us A or S, which is crazy. Most likely A. That's annoying. That's like, I'm worried about him, admittedly. Like, he has a grade 1. I think he has a grade 2. Okay, that's not bad. And he finished second there. It's not like he's a bad horse, but again, for what he should be, you know, we shouldn't be tiring out. 67 stamina from Butterfly Effect? You guys remember. Butterfly Effect, as far as Gallop Racer Original, she was our first major breakthrough. Like, showing us we are officially at the level of having double S horses. Butterfly Effect was the first, and she had an awesome career. No fillies or mares have beaten her in total grade 1s or victories, I think, since. I still don't think. I'll have to double check, but she won a lot. You know what I mean? So I would expect that from Revenge, especially with the father of Gentle House. So, interesting deal with that guy, but we'll check his stats. Maybe some more will get revealed, hopefully. But again, 75 speed, 67 stamina from a horse from those two? That's disappointing. That's well below standards. We're moving on to this grade 3 here. Running a mile. Cafe Bronco. Good power rating. Stamina's not great, but we can work with that. Response rating is okay. Stretch Burst Grit and something else. By Gentle House out of Tigris' Stone. This is the half-brother of Eastside Band. That's his half-sister. This is her half-brother. Same mother, different father. And that race is coming up next. I feel like it's one of those breeding situations where, like, the game gave him some bad RNG and they didn't really calculate his stats out too well. I know that can happen. It's annoying when it happens with the horse I'm really excited for. I feel like that's always my luck. The horses I'm usually the most excited for end up getting, you know, usually robbed statistically. Usually. I'm not saying that always happens, but I feel like it's happened more than not. And yeah, I don't know, it's weird. That's the thing, the breedings end up working. Like, the broodmare conceives and everything is all good. Little jockey mascot, I always forget his name because he's really that irrelevant to me. But he's always like, oh, I think this will be perfect. Oh, I think this will be great. And then, like, the horses don't come out anything close to that. You know what I mean? So, as I've always said on this channel, like, I take what he says with a pinch of salt because the game and the RNG, and I think there's way more factors involved to getting good or bad horses in this game than meets the eye. Like, I think things that we can't prove. But analytically, I'm sure there's a lot of numbers being plugged in that Tecmo built into the algorithm to determine those things for us. So, I wonder if he has last corner leader. Let's go. A little slow, a little slow. We're supposed to finish second. Last corner leader. He does have it, though. Let's see if he kicks away. 81 power. He should be able to kick away here. Now, if he kicks away, this is a clear example. Keep in mind, him and Revenge are the same age. So, Cafe Bronco is doing what Revenge was supposed to do in the last race. And this guy was running towards the front, running with a faster pace. Last race with Revenge, most of those fractions were in the blue, which means we were running the slowest out of the 3 tiers. This race, we were primarily in the green with the 10-9 fraction under that last half furlong. So, by all those metrics, Cafe Bronco ran in a faster race, ran at a faster pace, ran further towards the front, and still pulled away to win by 2 lanes. In a grade 3, mind you. So if that doesn't prove that there's a clear distinction between his talent and what he's capable of doing and Revenge, I don't know what else I need to say to you. But that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Revenge should be doing that, and he's not. I couldn't. I tried. I couldn't. He tapped out. Like, his power rating must not be good because he also he was sluggish up the hill, up the incline. Cafe Bronco, he pulls away, wins it by a length and a half. Common Inspector, no way. We lost Common Inspector. Finished right behind us. Was supposed to win. Ha! You didn't. Turns out letting that horse go wasn't a terrible decision. Gosh, I wish I would have been paying attention. That would have been exciting, but probably won't be the last time. And Common Inspector is the same age as well as Cafe Bronco and Revenge. So, out of the 3 of those horses, one of which we lost in Common Inspector, the other 2 we have, Cafe Bronco and Revenge. Cafe Bronco that just won this race here, almost perfect eval. I think helps prove my point of what I was trying to say. Like, Revenge has got to be doing better, considering his pedigree, but it may not be meant. We'll have to wait and see with him. Great win there, though, for Cafe Bronco. Really, really happy he's showing his form. He already has one Grade 1 win at 7 furlongs, and I believe that's going to be his first win at a Grade 3 or second. Yeah, it's his second Grade 3 victory in his career. So 1 Grade 1 and 2 Grade 3s already for Cafe Bronco. That's pretty awesome as a 3-year-old. I still think I have to update everybody's ages. Moving on here to a Grade 2 to Biscayne Stakes with Perla Bob. Now, I noticed one of our horses in this race, number 3. You guys recognize the name? Yes, Bolero's Gal is here. She is the second favorite, and she's actually pretty competitive. We've had close races with her, and I think I've actually lost to her once. So, taking a look at her and what her stats are. I really wish things would have worked out with her, especially since she was like the first daughter from the Bolero line, but she couldn't, man. You see her growth type. Earlier on in her career, I didn't have the time to get dialed in. Look at that power rating, 87. Great feel and staying. Everything else on the left side is not looking too great, but I mean, if she has a great heart and toughness rating, that also would have been awesome to have. Explosive, the other ability, I have no idea what that could have been. She was definitely a weird horse, but it would have been awesome for her to work. But, oh well, I'm glad that we're at least able to race against her, and I'm glad she's still doing well, and she's still racing in Grade 2s. I said this years ago, this was always my focus in the game as a side quest, was to, have some of our originals be in our season mode that we can compete against. You can do that in Gallop Racer 2003 by just turning on an option in the menu somewhere. It's not an option in this game. Like, it's not a thing. So the only way to race against your own horses in season mode in here is essentially to intentionally lose them or to actually just let them go by not completing your goals, either or. I wanted to make it work, but I realized that she was too difficult to understand at first. I couldn't get her dialed in, so I've been in that mindset more lately with horses that we've lost. Like, I haven't tried to hold on to them. I don't stress it anymore because I'm like, hey, if I can't figure the horse out, then, and if I lose it, it is what it is, Like, clearly it wasn't meant to be. And practically every horse I have lost in this game never really turned out to be better than any of our other horses I was able to race on. You know what I mean? So, to me, if I lost them, it's probably because they genuinely just weren't the best horse for me. So, here's Pearly Ball. He's not even close. Well, he's closer to its peak, but he still has about another year. Heart rating's about to hit 90. Good speed, good stamina. These are stats I feel like Revenge should have, and he doesn't. You know what I mean? Except for that power rating. That probably is what Revenge's power rating is, 59. But he should have this heart rating. He should have better stamina. He should have a couple more points in speed. But he doesn't. So, it is what it is. Here we go. Grade 2 territory, Grade 2 territory. Red Wings with the record here. I let her go or we lost her. I can't remember. Either way, it was a conscious decision to not fight for her at some point. I think statistically she wasn't as strong as we would have liked her to be. The fact that she still has the record here, says a lot. So, or does it? Could it have just been that she got a revolution that day, and that doesn't really count to me? All right, so smooth sailing here with Pearly Ball. Trying to move him up a little bit. His response is supposed to be a little bit better than that. There we go. Okay, so he's pretty comfortable still, relatively. So keep him here. Kind of want to move him to the inside just to tuck right behind this horse. Yep. Just kind of want to keep him right here. He's got the blinkers on, so he should be fine not having to worry about anybody behind us. Now, I don't know if that's an actual thing in this game. I know it 100% is a thing that I think Tecmo actually coded it into the original Gallop Racer 3 game for PC. This game, I don't know if it's the same. I'm going to assume it is, but it could just be purely aesthetic, so who knows. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it actually has a purpose in here to help. There's Bolero's gal. We're going to run right by her. And let's see if she can catch us. Get last corner leader. She's still there. She's a tough girl, man. That power rating helps her as well. Finish strong. You got half a furlong, my guy. 6 is closing. And just going to close out. I ran him a little bit too hard there. But yeah, Bolero's gal still hung in there at the rail to, I think, finish in second. So again, that's just proof. Like, she's a decent horse. Just, you know, it wasn't a good situation for me at the time. But yeah, Bolero's gal still finishes second. So yeah, not the greatest spurt run for sure. But a win is a win, right? A win is a win. So that's another first place victory. Haven't finished worse than second here today. It's good. This episode is probably going to be shorter because I'm doing a lot of bulk recording. I want to make sure you guys have plenty of content over the next couple of weeks. As always, just in case, because I always just happen to get busy at the times I think I'm going to have time to record like really long episodes. So that was another grade 2. So that was the second grade 2 there for Pearly Ball. So looking good. All right. Well, we have another stretch of 3 races coming up here. How long is, let's see. So let's go ahead. Revenge. C ranked. Still not telling me his power rating. That's a little bit annoying. And I ran him in an open there too. Like, that's the great. Like, look at him. He won a grade 2, a grade 3, and a grade 1. So obviously he's not a terrible horse. Did he run those on the dirt? No, he's just been on turf. I want to run him on dirt. Let's actually try that out. Thank goodness he has the flexibility for both, because he might. I know his greatest rating here is turf. He's supposed to be turf dominant, but what if he ends up being a better dirt horse? It's happened for us in this game, so I'm not ruling anything out. That's for sure. 9 furlongs on the dirt. You know what? That's fine. Gotta make sure I get in the window with him. So Cafe Bronco A ranked, him and Whispering Gold, looking like the best of our 3-year-olds in this particular group. He'll be an awesome sire, man. He's got great abilities that he inherits from Tigress of Stone. He's got a great pedigree. Let's go ahead and take a look at this for Cafe Bronco here. So looking at the pedigree, you got Western Tiger, Swath Buster, Arctic Crop, Night Breeze. Just having Arctic Crop and Western Tiger alone, I think, is fantastic. Then you have the courageous, gutsy Pink Gemstone along there with the strong, resilient Flying Cowboy. You have Tigress of Stone. We all know what she was about. And then you have Gentle House, who has probably been our best sire in this game so far. So this is a fantastic pedigree for Cafe Bronco. He only dropped 1 race. I finished 6th in a grade 3 somehow. We were supposed to finish 2nd, so I completely messed that up, obviously. But he's 4 for 5. 4 for 5 with a grade 1 win. So I feel like he's ready for another grade 1. 9 furlongs? Yeah, because he's pretty much at his peak. So let's see. Grade 2, is this a qualifier for any special race? Top 3 go to Young Mile Cup. Now, that's a furlong shorter, but I feel like he should be able to dominate that. Or I could take him to the Azalea Cup. Top 4 go in the Golden Derby. What's his stamina? His stamina is at 70-something. No, 62. He's definitely a miler. I mean, they give him 9 and longer as far as furlong distance, but yeah, he's been running at a mile. I'm going to keep him to that path. Screw what the game says. You win this, you go to the Mile Cup, and then we'll set you up from there. All right, so that's what we're doing with you. Mr. Pearly Ball. Where'd you go? Pearly Ball's 5 years old, so here he is. And Mr. Pearly, I don't even know what to do with you. I've just been chasing grade 2s with him. Is that my only goal? I still have it in my notes for him to be announced. Like, I don't even I don't even know what I want to do with him wholeheartedly, but I've just been putting him in grade 2s. And he has 9 wins out of 12 starts, so that's pretty darn good. I think I said he was a horse that I'm just going to focus on winning with him, and if grade 1s present themselves, I'll put him in there. You know what I mean? But like, I don't really have any desire to like chase serious titles with him. I think he's still going to be a good sire for us when it comes down to that. So personally, I'm not feeling too pressured or whatever to like toss him into races. That's just me. I'm sure maybe some of you, or if you were using him, you would, but we have a lot of horses we're already focusing on grade 1s with. He's definitely one of those horses you can just kind of put him in whatever. Right, I'm in the grade 2 Dolphin Stakes in May, so we'll give him a little bit of a layoff. So I'll keep his winning ratio high, and he can continue to race until he's basically 7. We can still get another 2 years of production from him, so I'm not really worried about underutilizing him because, again, he's just an in-game horse. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. So again, my focus is going to be to do about 6 to 8 races per episode in these smaller bouts, just so we, can ensure that we have constant content over the long haul. So I just thought about it. Are there horses we're still waiting on to be born? I can't remember. Or were they? No, they were just born, right? Breeding will happen next month. And we're not breeding this year. So I will be retiring horses back here. I forgot who I'll be replacing, though. I think I said we were going to replace Butterfly Effect. She's been back here for a while. Tigers of Stone for sure has. Soy Conquistador. And then I think Cleopatra. Because Bay City, we just put her back here. Galaxy Star, we didn't get a chance to even use her in the previous year. She finally had hers. So the bottom 3 are staying, and then Miss Vaporwave, I think, is staying. And then everybody else is going. I think. Maybe not, though. Maybe we should keep Cleopatra. Let's see. How many horses do we have from Cleopatra? So we have Rosette Eureka and the 1-year-olds. And then we have Guitar Solo. Yeah, I want to keep Miss Vaporwave around because I wouldn't mind getting one more horse from her because she's the only horse still connected to the Moon Bee, King Bee family. So we'll keep her around as well. All right. Okay, well, let's finish out here today. And see how this goes. But yeah, still very excited for our future. And it'll be nice to take 2 years off of breeding. As much as I love breeding in this game, it's obviously one of my favorite things to look forward to. And I'm sure it's some of your favorite things. But there's too many horses for me. Like, I'm not trying to play this game with 35 horses. I know I beat that drum enough. So taking 2 years off, I think, will be good for us, We'll have more time to develop with our horses. More time to just kind of... yeah, I don't know, like take things slowly, right? So, Precious Scene, up in this grade 2, running 10 furlongs, is the favorite. I think, who gave this horse to me? Because I don't think I picked him up. Can't even remember it. Or did I pick this horse up? Instant Response and Delicate. I cannot remember who gave me this horse or if I picked him up myself. If any of you remember, please tell me. I thought Silver or somebody gave this horse to me. I could be completely wrong, though. Yeah, again, should be another good sire for us. Instant Response and Delicate. I'm not really familiar with those abilities. And when I say familiar, I mean like I haven't had horses with them in a long time. So, can't say I've had much experience in recent memory. All right, Precious Scene, let's see what you got. My foot almost kicked my PS2 and hit the green button. I would have raged like no other. I've done that before too, while recording. Not recently, but in the past. And I'm just like, why of all places in the room of where I'm resting my feet, why would I put my foot as close to my PS2 as possible? That's the thing. Sometimes I'll like put my foot like on a, it's not a stool. I don't know the name of it, but it's basically what connects to like a, most like recliner chairs. I'll put my feet up on something sometimes, like just to kind of get a good stretch. And it's just, it just feels comfortable for me. It may look weird to everybody else, but like it can be comfortable for me. But then I end up like just kicking things I don't need to kick. I'm like one of those people. And it's just like, Eric, don't do that, dude. Just keep your foot, in a nice safe place, right? Oh man. Anywho's, I could be running Precious Scene further back, but I mean, I don't really have any desire to do that. So Whether I pick this horse up or not, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not stressing about any in-game horses. The only horses I'm really going to stress about are our own originals that we have received from breeding. You know, like if it's just an in-game horse, I'm not stressing it. I've done plenty of that over my Gallop Racer life. I am over it now. Okay, let's go. Very nice run. And you should be able to coast on through, hopefully. Gosh, why do I feel like I'm pushing my horses so soon? I feel like they're all getting to this point of kind of tiring as soon as they hit this incline. But fortunately for Precious Scene, it's pretty much all in the bag, and he's going to cruise on to win that grade 2 easily. Field closes in, but it was never in doubt. And that's all that matters. Grade 2 victory there for Precious Scene. Let's go, my boy. It's a good win. I feel like I'm running my horses actually a little bit too hard in the race. I think that's actually the major problem. How old is he? He's 3, right? So I would have had him as a 2-year-old. There he is. And that is going to be his first grade 2 victory with us as well. So that's awesome. Let's go. Getting it done. Yeah, these race evals are not pretty. I'm doing the bare minimum to get the win, but the win is all that matters last time I checked. Naked Chariot. Now, this is a horse I purchased as a project horse because it's one of my favorite original early in-game horses. And actually, as of now, this will turn into a tutorial video that I'm going to also render separately from the main episode. But you guys are hearing it in the episode or the tutorial. Again, welcome. One thing I wanted to talk about as far as a tutorial for anybody that's new to the game or getting back into it after not playing for a while. Horses that you want to look for, this is actually one horse I would recommend to you. So this is a race, 9 furlongs on the dirt. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stallion here. Black. Are we able to say that? Can I say that? His stats are not great. I think he's only like a I forgot his rating. I don't know if he's between like C and A, I think tops, maybe S. He might actually be an S rank, but he won't really show signs of that for at least another year. So statistically, you're looking at this horse, Naked Chariot. Why I say he's a good original or a good in-game early stage dirt horse to get. Again, if you're picking the game back up or you haven't played it in a while. If you want a good dirt horse, pick him up if you see him in the shop. Why? He has a late growth type. He has an easy leg type, which means he can pretty much run anywhere from between second to last or right behind the leader. He can run anywhere in between, you know, those horses. So as long as you're not running him in last place or as long as you're not running him in first place, he'll be comfortable wherever you put him on the track. That is so easy for, in my opinion, a returning gamer or a new gamer to get acclimated to without the pressure and stress of trying to run a horse that may be very specifically, attuned to wanting to run in a certain position. With a horse like this, you know what I mean? It's very easy to get into a good rhythm. You have a higher chance of getting a revolution in this game, which is obviously the 777s on the slot machine. His only latent ability is Spurt, which still does come in handy if you tap into it at the right time. And again, looking at his stats, he runs a longer distance, so you know as long as you're running him above a mile, he shouldn't really have any issues or problems with endurance. His speed is not great at 63. I think it may peak at a 70. His stamina will probably be mid-60s, which is okay. His power rating isn't great, and in my honest opinion, the power rating is not as influential on the dirt races as it is for the turf. It's absolutely essential to have a really good power rating for turf races if you want to do well. On the dirt, because most of the dirt tracks in this game obviously are flat. I think they all are flat. You don't need that power rating to deal with an uphill climb or whatever. So when you look at those metrics, he also has a 71 toughness rating, which is decent. You bump a horse, he's not going to be bothered. And then again, 72 fuel rating, which plays in part with his leg type. Again, reiterating that you can run him anywhere that's not first place or not last place, and you should be in a good spot to have him feeling good. That is what allowed me to get acclimated to this particular game quickly when I was looking for my first horses when I started playing. And Naked Chariot was one of the first ones I recognized. Of course, I love this coat. These are my favorite looking type of horses. I love the name, and I liked his growth type. I liked that he was going to be able to develop for a long time. Slow track okay, comeback and in post okay for auto abilities, which means whether we're starting post position 1, 14, doesn't matter. He won't be bothered by that. Again, he's a very easy horse to work with for your in-game starts. So I would highly recommend Naked Chariot if you're just playing this game, getting back into it, and you obviously want a reliable, easy, not going to give you a headache type of horse to work with. So that's my short tutorial on that, and hopefully you guys find that helpful. We are off, and it's a good start for Naked Chariot. And again, I can run him anywhere between first and last. It all depends on the pace. And that's also a great thing. Maybe we'll turn this into another tutorial. So, if you're playing this game and you're running mid-race, one thing I would advise to players that this may be helpful to is that you need to run your own race. Don't worry about what the rest of the horses around you are doing. Like sometimes if you chase the AI, you end up burning your own horse out, therefore ruining your race. I've done that before in the past. It's really a taboo for me now. Like I will not do it. I don't chase the leaders if they want to set a pace that's too far out in front. Just run your race. Run comfortably for how you play the game and what's going to be best for your horse. Sometimes that's completely against the logic of what the AI or the game is telling you to do, but I think you have to get to a point at being comfortable with that at some point, because every race in Gallop Racer is not going to be perfect. If you're playing Gallop Racer with perfect races, I don't even see how that would be fun. Where's the challenge? I don't like playing games where there's no challenge, personally. So 2.3 furlongs, Naked Chariot, getting him rolling. He's got a very nice roll here to the outside. And we could run away with this win if he's able to pull away. And I don't see anybody looking to challenge us. And this is exactly why I said and why I emphasize that Naked Chariot's a really great in-game early horse to start with, because he pulls away. He wins that easily. He clears the field as the second favorite. The beautiful Naked Chariot gets it done. And that's exactly why I highly recommend you look for this guy if you're just starting out, or heck, even if you've been playing the game for a while and you've never used him, or you just kind of want an easy, low stress, low management horse to work with. This guy I think will do the job. That's a win at 9 furlongs on the open for Naked Chariot. So great win there. And like I said, he's so fun for me to like run with on the dirt. I don't know what it is, but I just think the fact that I can pretty much run him anywhere during the race at any time allows me the flexibility to do what I want to do differently each race. Like I don't have to run him exactly the same. And I think that's what keeps things fun and exciting for me personally. So he wins that by a length and a quarter. Course loss, again, doesn't matter because this dude's a pretty strong horse. Almost a perfect race eval. Actually, my best rating, 6,700 for the day. Now, that could be biased because I've played with Naked Chariot several times, a bunch in this game, so I am familiar with him. He's not a new horse to me. He's probably one of my most familiar horses I've played with, at least in this particular game. Move on. I believe this might be the last race here. Mississippi Grade 3, the Mississippi Handicap here in New Orleans. NOLA, running 10 furlongs on the turf. Glam Queen, the 4-year-old filly, is up. She should be the favorite, and she is. Glam Queen's on an absolute roll. I'm not really worried about any horse in this field. There she is. She has a fast growth type, but guess what? She's 4 years old and she's still winning. She's still kicking. 79 speed. We can work with that. 92 heart rating is fantastic with a 77 power rating, which is still very respectable. Top distance rating 33 doesn't really matter. I can run her in last place or I can run her in first, but she's a horse that I have to run in either first or last. I can't run her anywhere in between. That's the difference. So that does require a little bit more attention to detail. Spurt, last corner leader, stretch burst by Gentle House out of Free Fear. She's been fantastic, and she's ready to rock and roll in this grade 3 to close us out here on this card for today. So really excited. She's 4 years old now. Definitely want to try to chase the GWS with her if I can. Did I win it with her last year? I can't remember. I really can't. It's the problem of me taking too many breaks in this game. I just genuinely will start to forget certain things unless I rewatch my videos or look at my notes. So it's a decent start here, but we need to get her to the front. I will not be setting off the pace here. Who is that gray? Nice bridge. You have no chance today. See, this is a race I do not want to chase the leader, but this horse is going to make me do it. You have no chance today. You have absolutely... You know what? Nope. Not going to ruin my race. I refuse. I will slow her down now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the lead. This is a prime example of what I mean by running your own race. I have no desire to run further than I need to. Like when the field gets closer, then I'll kind of push the pace a little bit and try to overtake. But if this horse, if that gray right there or that black, oh my goodness, a horse that looks like this shade, I'm just going to call gray. Criticize me if you want. The darker it is, I will call it black. If it looks like this, I'm going to call it gray because calling it black will just never work with me, okay? I'm saying that right now. Don't hate me. Hopefully that's okay. But this horse here, you know, it looked like it was going to set a really crazy pace out front, and I didn't want to run with that. Now we can move Glam Queen to overtake, heading into turn 4 off of turn 3. Now I can kind of just coast and cruise. She's max stam, she's fine. And I can just wait for the field to push. I still don't have to push her. Now we can go. Now we can run with Glam Queen. And she's gone. She's out of here. She's out of here. I mean, she's a grade 1 horse. She's like an elite grade 1 horse, really. But the fact that she can still do this, out of here. Grade 3. That horse is going to fall all the way to last. What did I say? Run your race. Run your race. Doesn't matter what the AI is doing. Run your race. Glam Queen absolutely crushes that. At least by 5 lengths. And that's another win. 5 for 6. Imagine. Really should have won that race with revenge. But 5 for 6 today is pretty good. But I finally have horses that like complement my play style. So that's I think that's important as well. That's another kind of just side note tip. Play with horses that fit your play style. I don't care if you go on forums or discords and people are telling you you must play with this horse and you must play this way. Ignore it. Don't listen to it. Play with whatever horse is going to benefit you and your play style. Like I talk about it every blue moon. I'm like, we all play the game the same. Believe it or not, there are some people in the Gallop Racer community that really believe you and everybody else should play the game exactly how they play it. And if you don't, they don't like you for it and they think you're stupid. I've been the victim of this myself more than once. It's the most annoying, childish, frustrating thing ever because it's like everybody plays video games differently. There is no one way to play a game. None. As someone that's been into video gaming my whole life, as someone that's watched competitive gaming, that's been a part of those organizations, at least from a marketing and spectators perspective, a lot of guys and girls I know that play games competitively, they all play differently, but they're all good. The best players at whatever game you want to think about. I don't even know. But the best players, like they all have different play styles. Not one great elite video gamer plays the same. So why like that argument, or I should say why that thought seems to like fade away in some parts of the Gallop Racer community when it comes to these games, it blows my mind. I think maybe it's tribalism. It's kind of like protecting something that's sacred, and I get it because this game is so special to all of us. But tribalism stinks, and it's not cool, bro. It's not cool. But really happy with those results. So let's go ahead and schedule races for the next time up. Who will be first? I guess whoever's name I see first. And that'll be Naked Chariot. So he is S-ranked. So again, for an early in-game horse, Naked Chariot, S-ranked. S-ranked dirt horse, beautiful coat. Decent abilities. Have I just run him once a year? Wow. I've really spaced out his running. I was serious. It's crazy to think he's 5 now. I picked him up when he was 3. So I've raced him. I raced him in April, I think 2 years ago. And then I raced him in June that same year. And then he was done until the following year, which was essentially last year, I believe, where I raced him only once. And then this year I've only raced him once. So he's finally going to get into racing form this year, like because he's now ready to win. I remember saying that. All right, so that's going to be a tough grade too, but I kind of want to run him in that, but I could also run him in an open. No, actually, I'm going to run him in a grade 3. I'm going to play it safe for now. Because he'll have plenty of races to redeem himself. I mean, not redeem, but plenty of races to show you what he can really do. Like, Glam Queen, she's still at her peak. This says fast growth type. Usually horses with fast growth types peak like midway through the 3-year-old season. She's about to be midway through her 4-year-old season, and she's still so good. 8 wins out of 10 starts with only 2 grade 1s. So definitely need to get the grade 1s going with her. And that's going to start to happen. Still don't even know her max distance, which is really crazy. What can you run, my girl? What can you run? What can you run? Looking for a grade 1. Saint Stakes, perfect. 10.5. Overseas. I think we'll be able to take that. That'll be a good test for her. Lamb Queen, and then last but not least, Precious Scene, right? Yeah, whose horse are you? I can't even remember. Cook. I can't remember if she gave him to me or if I purchased him. I really can't. I may have purchased him because I realized we needed like some new fresh blood, but gosh, I can't remember. If you guys remember if, you know, Cook gave this guy to me or if I purchased him, let me know. Yeah, I did say if he won that grade 2, we'd put him in the Azalea Cup, right? No, I said that for somebody else, but he's on a winning streak. Why not, right? He's undefeated, 4 for 4. He's won at every level. Now let's go get the grade 1 win. So yeah, we'll be picking up with him. Maybe not in the next episode because again, I plan to do 6 to 8 races per episode. But I'll make sure I split things up so there's enough dialogue and airtime in between. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts today. Anything you'd like to mention in regards to our horses, what you've seen. And please, can we decide on whether we're going to refer to grays or blacks or whatever? Like, we have to have one universal thing. It may not be a term everybody agrees with, but we need to get there. So I really appreciate that in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, Horse Racing Gamer signing out. Hope you all have a great fantastic day. I'll see you later, and goodbye.
Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.